Yeah, good afternoon. It's Jim from JAGfx.com. It is Saturday, the 2nd of August 2025. This is my weekly analysis video where we have a look at some of the Forex pairs. I'm trading on the daily time frame using the high probability and divergence trading methods from my books. Welcome everyone. Thanks for watching. If you do like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's always appreciated. Look, I know they're not great videos. They're pretty boring, but we just got to get the message across. As you know, there's no editing or anything like that. Bit of a mixed bag this week, actually. We had the lot of news last week, or the week just gone. What's happening today? Oh, football. My NRL team, the Roosters, and the Wallabies, the rugby team, are playing at the same time, basically. So I'll probably end up at a bar having a few beers watching one or the other. So who knows? I'll be glad to see the back of these lines. No, they're a good team, but oh man. And what's the Formula One? I think it's Hungary, isn't it? Yeah, they've just had practice 1, practice 2, so that's all good for the McLarens and the Aussie boy. All right, let's get into it. Mixed bag, as I said. Let's go to TradingView. And I hope everyone else's weekend's going okay. It's stinking hot here. It was filthy. Like the old 38 degrees feels like 45. That's Celsius. I went for a beach walk. I walked during the middle of the day, and yesterday that was a stupid idea. Stupid as. When I go along the beach, I do some. I normally stop a couple of times, do some push-ups just on the water's edge, and the back of my legs were getting burnt from the sun. It was that hot. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, I digress. All right, this is TradingView. I do all my analysis on TradingView. I'm not a trade signal provider. Please don't follow me blindly. Do your own due diligence. All the trades I call are valid high probability and divergence type setups, all right? Now, what I do with them after I take the trade is a little bit different. I don't place an initial stop, as you know. If you want to place a stop, knock yourself out and do it. I always suggest you do it if you're an inexperienced trader or you're not sure what you're doing. Best to place a stop. I don't, but I've got a plan, and it's just a few different money management techniques that we've gone over in my many times on my updates and all that stuff. So if you want to know anything about any of the trade management techniques I use, go to my YouTube channel, have a look under the playlist called, I think it's called Profitable Forex or something like that. There's a playlist that's got videos with all the different trade management techniques. All right, so like I said, I'm not a trade signal provider, so don't follow me. Please. All right, we'll start at the top of the list, AusCAD. Not in a trade at the moment. I was in this buy here, and this is in a loss recovery method. So basically I took a sell, took a second sell, then I took a buy. So I'm on trade 3, and we had a reverse opposite QMP dot, this red one here. I didn't take it. It's a sell setup. Just looking at this, it could have made an argument for taking this sell here. I didn't take it, so basically I've taken a loss. You can read it here. I closed for a small loss. So now I'm waiting on a valid signal, something I like. This I don't like. I was in two minds about it. There is a good resistance level on price, but you can see it's very range bound. And with the MACD, it's very close to the zero level. Usually I'm looking for clear breaks. This pair can be a slow moving pair, then it'll go on a bit of a move, then it'll go sideways. So it's just not worth taking it. So that's why I didn't take that sell. I'm just going to wait for a better setup. And the fact too, there was regular divergence there and it didn't really play out. And then there's hidden bullish divergence there, which hasn't played out either. So what I'm probably waiting for is hopefully this will drop a bit further. MACD will come below the zero level and I'll get a decent buy setup, which I'll take. Then try and recover these losses here and we'll go from there. So we're in no man's land at the moment. There's no trade on. So I just leave a lot of stuff on the chart to show on the video where I was at. So at the moment, nothing on that pair. Hence it's highlighted in orange means I'm waiting on a setup. That's all that means for me. So we're in no man's land at the moment. These are my profit target lines. I can't place them anywhere. So we're in a loss recovery on this, and we'll get to it eventually. So I can get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. Hopefully you read it. If not, you'll have to rewind the video. Aussie yen, all right, I'm in a sell from here. This is a loss recovery, but it doesn't matter if you just took this sell here. There's my thoughts on the sell here. You would have put your stop above the high here. Look, it's come down initially, then it's bounced back up towards this level here, then it's come down, and because of the non-farm payrolls on Friday, whatever's happened, which is not good for this pair, not so good for the pound yen, as you'll see shortly. So it's come down to my two levels here. I've got a loss of about what's that, 350 to make up. There's a bit of a big negative swap on the sell side on the yen pairs, so it's something you've got to be aware of. At the moment, I think I'm sitting on about a minus $60 just on the swap, and that's only been a couple of weeks, you know, so it's a bit of a pain. I hate swap fees, as you'll know, so brokers are, no, I won't say it. You know what I was going to say, but they are arseholes. So yeah, we're coming into my break-even levels here, so we'll give it another day. The MACD platinum through the zero levels, so I should be looking at taking some action there. So that's the Aussie yen. At least it's heading in the right direction. Looks like we might recover the losses and we'll go from there. It's nice resistance level on price now. It's all a bit ugly, that initial sell trade, but it seems to have worked out at the moment. Aussie New Zealand, nothing happening, just waiting. I swapped out the Aussie Swiss with this pair. There was a good sell set up there. I was looking to probably get back in, but now the MACD platinum through the zero level, so I'll just wait for a valid signal. Aussie USD is another one I'm waiting, hence the yellow thing. I haven't been in a trade. I've done 4 trades on the loss recovery, and this is slowly grinding up. The MACD is slowly grinding down. The moving averages are starting to turn to the upside, but it's this level here. There's green levels. These are big round numbers. In this case, that's a 60. This one down here, this is a 65 cent. It's like a magnet, and it's just having trouble breaking away from it at the moment. Me, I'm waiting on a valid signal, one way or the other, to try and get back into this loss recovery mode. So we're waiting on a signal. In the meantime, I've been drawing these trend lines, potential, hidden, bullish divergence forming there. From there to there, or from there to there, whichever way you look at it. So if this starts grinding up and we get a buy signal, if this will go down probably a little bit further still, then it'll probably turn to the upside. Hidden bullish divergence, I'm taking that signal, and hopefully we can push through and break away from that 65 cent level. Who knows? So you can see there's resist. It's just this is when it's hard on the daily chart. Look at all the different coloured dots. It's a bit hard to see with all the lines there, but there's blue and green dots everywhere. See here, they're a bit more spread out over this side, but here's a dog's breakfast. All right, Bitcoin. Now, I just took some action on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, unlike the Forex pairs, Bitcoin's a 24/7 market. If you look at the prices here, it's the only one actually ticking over because the market's open. So on my sell trade about 2 hours ago, I closed half. So this sell trade here from the 16th of July, I've closed half and put a stop in place just above the entry level. They can read it there, closed half and stop at $118,327. This green dashed line is the $120,000 level. So it's a big round number. This is the 100, that's the 80. Big round numbers. So it took a while to break the 100, as we all know, and it's come up to the 120, and it's been banging its head against that. And we took the sell, and it's paid off. We can't lose on the sell. I'm still in this second buy trade here, S1 buy trade from the 25th of June. Stop and place up here. Came very, very close to it. Didn't stop me out. I'm still in it. So at the moment, prices between my two stops. Can't lose an old trade, which is good. And it's not good. Worst case scenario, it'll come down, just take out the stop on the buy, then bounce up and take the sell stop out straight away. Still profitable both trades, but my bias is to the upside. It's Bitcoin, so who knows. But yep, we're in a closed half to sell today, Saturday. I know it's a bit unusual when you're talking about Forex, but It's a Bitcoin 24/7 market. It's something I've got to be aware of on the 8-hour charts. So if we just skip over to the 8-hour charts, let's have a look, see where BTC is. Yeah, all right, so I'm at my overall break even at the moment on my 8-hour charts. So I should get out of those sells. I should get out of them. Let's go back to the daily chart. All right, Euro Aussie. This is my one and only new trade for Monday. This pair has been going sideways for a while. So Euro Aussie. I'm in a traditional hedge sequence here. So sequence 2 is all by itself. S2 started here. I pivoted. It started off as a sell. I pivoted to the buy side. So that was on the 22nd of July. Made a little bit of money there. I was hoping the last trade I took was this sell here, and I was hoping it pushed down. And if it was going to turn to the buy side, I was hoping to get below a couple of these levels here so I could start clearing some of these trades. It didn't, but it's not the end of the world. So what we'll do on Monday is I'll take as a standalone buy trade. It's fine. It's a good setup. You've got a nice support level here. We've had previous hidden bullish divergence there. MACD still below the 0 level. So we've had it there. Took that one. Now there's a new buy signal today on Monday. We'll take that. That's what this blue line's ready to go here. But because I'm on traditional hedging, it'll give me an overall break even probably up here somewhere. I'm not sure where it's going to be. That yellow line will get moved when I know about it. So trade 4, that's a buy. So 4th of August, which is Monday. Not a bad setup. There's a nice support level there on price. But this air, what's the air mean? This pair, where are we there? This pair has been going sideways for a while now. So yeah, so we'll get a buy. MACD platinum still below the 0 level. So if you're going to take this as your first trade, and you want to place a stop, I'd probably just be near this second bottom red line in that area there somewhere. If I was going to place a stop, that's where it'd be. All right. The trend is up. Looking at the moving average, but it's all a bit sideways. That's the only new signal other than the Bitcoin trade adjustment today. That's the only other thing for Monday. Euro yen. This is a pain, wasn't it? All right. So we had one trade here. This sell. Took this sell, and price just kept on going up and up and up and up. And there was no blue QMP filter dot. So I drew this trend line across the lows. It had a clear break of the trend line on this bearish candle. I like that. Took a second sell. It came down to my break-even, overall break-even areas. The MACD platinum was already through the 0 level. I closed half, or I did some trickery on the trade management. Hang on, here we go. Closed trade 1 and most of trade 2. That was the 31st of July, so that was it was 31st. Yeah, so basically on the open down here, that was Thursday open. Closed all that and put a stop in place just below the entry. And later that day, it just bounced straight up and stopped me out for an overall profit. So we're out. There's no trades on. We're out of the yen, which is not a bad result. It wasn't a huge profit, but considering the world of pain I was in when this was going up with no stop in place, so it did actually work out all right. And there is some luck involved in that, but there isn't. It's a there was a plan, always a plan, so it's all good. So. All right, so in the meantime, now all we've got now is, let's have a look at what we're looking at. So get rid of that trend line, the less crap on the chart, the better. Oh, stomach's wrong, I've got to probably eat. All right, now what are we looking at now? We've got this trend line here, a green trend line, setting up a potential hidden bullish divergence. Now, this is probably going to come down more. You'll see when we get to the pound yen. I'll pull my hair out, but there's potential hidden bullish divergence here. So I'm just watching this for now. There's not much happening. we've got this big bearish candle on Friday, so I'm assuming this is going to follow through a bit and come down further. Hopefully it'll come down into the moving averages, then we might look at going to the upside. But we're all out of the Euro Yen with some mixed results. Right, Euro USD. Now, I probably made a right call here on hindsight, which is good. So we're in this buy from back here, which was 20th of May, and the stop and place there, it was stopped out. So in the middle of the week, 29th, I think that was Tuesday, wasn't it? Whatever. It was stopped out for a profit. So we're out of S1, S2. Like I say, I just leave the old trades on the chart to show you guys. So we're out of that. That's all gone, So we'll clear that. Right, so that just leaves with the S2 buy. Now, S2 buy was taken on this hidden bullish divergence, which I liked. I was a little bit concerned about it. It just wasn't convincing, that setup. And it's just crawled up a bit, then roll over. Now, we've got an opposite QMP for the dot. I've decided against it, taking I'll get rid of that stop. Decided against closing out that trade because this was taken on hidden bullish divergence. MACD platinum's below the zero level of fair way. Remember, we're looking to buy when it's below the zero level and sell when it's above the zero level. So the hidden bullish divergence, I like that sort of setup. So I declined against doing anything when I got the opposite red dot. I was just going to hold on to it because I had a decent buy on there too, the previous buy there. It was giving me some profit. So I was looking at the big picture. And what I'm ideally looking for is a second buy, and I'll just go into DCA mode on this trade here, dollar cost average. So I'll leave this buy on, which is at this level here, obviously. I'll look for a second buy, which I'm confident will happen maybe, well, hang on, let me rephrase that. Should happen some point. And we'll get that second buy, and that'll give us, I'll go in for a bigger position size, and hopefully between the two trades, it'll give me like a midpoint overall break even, something to aim for. And we'll try and bring the MACD platinum back to the zero level. That's the plan. All good in theory, isn't it? All right, so yeah, I'll tidy up that later. No worries. Pound Aussie, a bit of a dog's breakfast, a few of these pound pairs, so just bear with me. This sell has been stopped out. So I took a sell back on the 3rd of July. That's that sell there. 30th of July, stopped out for an overall profit. So it wasn't a big one. There's a stop there. There's the entry, but it already closed half. So all good. So we're out of that sell. Stop there. So just clear this. So declutter the chart. Right. So we're out of that. So it's all gone. So what we have now is this buy here, and we're still in buy mode. I was thinking about taking a second buy there, and I just held off. I probably should have, because there's a trend line break. It just wasn't convincing as yet, that candle. I'm slipping down my chair, bad posture, as my mum would say. So yeah, I probably should have taken that buy there. I didn't, which is good in hindsight. So what I'll do is I'll just adjust that trend line a bit. Because this buy signal, that blue dot is still the only dot, there's no red dot since, it's still a valid buy. So I'm just aiming to try and maybe look for a second trade. It may just pop up and go through there. In the meantime, we've got a bit of regular divergence forming there, the green trend line. So just not much happening at the moment. Not much happening. These big round numbers, level, that there is a 2.00000. All zeros. Hang on a sec, that's better. So yeah, we're just in sort of no man's land at the moment, the pound Aussie. Pound CAD's very similar. The only difference is it's a very similar setup. I'm not stopped out of this sell. Like if you go back to the pound Aussie, it's the same sort of looking chart, same sort of pattern. There's a pound CAD again. Same pattern, same divergence, except I'm still in the sell there with the stop in place. There's a sell up there, which is from the 3rd of July, and there's the buy there from the 24th of July. So in the meantime, there's that blue dot. There's been no red dot, trend line drawn across the the highs there. And look, don't get too anal about how precise your trend line's got to be. As long as it's consistent, I tend to use the main bodies of the candles. People insist on using the wicks, the actual highs. I don't. But I do the same thing every time, so it doesn't worry. If you use the extreme prices, so be it. As long as you do it every time. It's not an exact science by any means. And there is a blue dot on the MACD platinum below the zero level. So that sort of gives you a bit of a heads up. There's a potential maybe turning up. That's the pound CAD. Now the pound Swiss. It's been giving me a bit of grief, the pound Swiss. It's not terrible on this, but even on my daily DCA watch list and my 8-hour DCA watch list, this pair, which I generally like for dollar cost averaging, it's been giving me a bit of it just keeps on grinding down slowly, running away from me. Anywho, so we took this buy here. So that was on the 8th of July. That buy signal remained valid. I drew this lower trend line in here across the highs there. It broke it. I took a second buy. Went into DCA mode. There's my break even, that yellow line. So it doesn't have to move far, but as Murphy's Law would have it, it didn't move that far. It came very close there, but not close enough. Then the MACD platinum through the zero level. I'm thinking, So now I've had the second trend line and I was thinking about going again. But we're that close to it already, so I didn't go. Now, let's have a look now. Let's adjust the trend line. So I'll adjust this one here because we're still technically in buy mode. There's no red QMP dot. So I've just adjusted that second trend line. I'll leave that first one in because I actually took a trade on that. So leave that for posterity. And we've got this regular bullish divergence here. But the problem is the MACD platinum's now above the zero level and we've got a red dot. Now, it's not a sell I would take, and I'm not saying there was a sell signal on Monday, I wouldn't take it. I don't particularly like that setup. The main reason is price hasn't come back to the moving averages. That 50, that's the bottom one, 50 EMA, 100 EMA, and 240 LMA, LWA, linear weighted, yeah. So I like to see price come back to that 50 or close to it. In this case, that's too far a distance for me to take a sell trade. The MACD platinum's just above the zero level. You've got regular bullish divergence forming. It's not ideal, but things could change. I'm still confident we'll get something to the buy side. Just might take longer than I'm anticipating. I've got in the dollar cost averaging, which I'm just adding until I get out of these buys at the moment. All right, let's get it done. I got a new pet hate of a pair, and this is it coming up. Pound yen. What an absolutely nightmare. All right, I'm in a loss recovery sequence with this. All right, there it is. There. I don't think I've had one winning trade since I've been taking. I like trading this pair. I used to. That's changed. No, it's still a pair I like to trade. I'm just being I'm just getting a bit frustrated with it. My last trade was this buy here, based on a pretty nice hidden bullish divergence setup. I was a bit concerned, and I think hang on. All right, we'll go. I've got a couple of pairs where I've got two charts. It just makes it a little bit easier to read notes, and it's a bit cleaner sometimes. So there's my buy. I took the buy signal. You can read all about it there. Hidden bullish divergence. The price came nicely off the 50 moving averages, is what I was talking about before. But my concerns, there's been big, regular bearish divergence, which is common with the yen pairs. Then we've got this big round number, which is a big round number. It's 200 even. And you see price got very close to it, and it's basically, so it took this, there's a red dot there, it's hard to see, but there's a blue dot, so I took the buy, and look what's happened on Friday. Non-farm payrolls come out, and, talking about non-farm payrolls, the first news article I read this morning when I got up was Trump wants to sack, well, I don't know whether it's just the journalism or sensationalism or clickbait or what. Trump wants to sack whoever's responsible for coming up with the numbers. So we go to where is it? I've got this Forex Factory Economic Calendar. Now, what you normally get on the calendar is you get a forecast. So you have the previous number, we just look at these columns here, and you get a forecast, and you get the actual. So this is Friday, this is last night, non-farm payroll. For me, it's 7:30 p.m. local, about half an hour before my 8 p.m. candle, which is good. Now, the forecast was 106,000. And it came in at 70. This is for the non-farm employment chain. So it came in at 73,000. So that's probably 30 odd percent out. And Trump wants to sack whoever's responsible for those numbers, that forecast, something like that. He's just, but you know, they get it wrong all the time. So it's not the first time, won't be the last time. But anyway, I'm getting away from this pair that's sadly. So what happened, I'll just go back to the other chart on it. I took this buy here and Murphy's Law, bang, she's going down. So what we're going to probably be happening is this, we're going to be adjusting this line here, adjusting it down, and eventually it's going to get to a sell mode, maybe, or it might turn, but I'm going to take another loss on it, and it's just frustrating. It's going to take me forever to get out of recover all these losses, forever. But that's not a big deal. I've got other pairs, and you'll see this. It's not all bad news. You'll see when we get down the watch list. I have recovered some. So, but yeah, the pound yen not looking that good at the moment. It's just fallen off a cliff there. Right, pound USD. Now I'm starting to like this. Now it looks like an absolute mess. We've got trades all the way from back, open trades still from back here in February. I'm not going to repeat all the mistakes I've made on this. One is the position sizing. I went in too big. And two, I missed a critical trade entry. So we all know that. But now the good thing I like about this, I've consolidated all these trades. It looks like there's a lot happening, multi-sequence hedging, all that. And there is a loss recovery component to it. So there's two components. There's a loss recovery and there's all this multi-sequence hedging. So I've got a lot going on. It looks like a mess, but I do know what I'm doing, I think. I have got one trade that's actually winning here. But now price is coming down amongst all these lines. That gives me some options now. When it was up here, above all the lines, it limits me. But now it's down amongst them. So, say for example, we get a buy signal coming up, maybe a couple of days. As long as price hasn't gone too far up, I can start closing a couple of these sell trades, or at least one of them or two of them, and start taking maybe one or two of these sell trades off the bottom. So it's like pruning back a tree or something like that. So I've got, at the moment, with all the trades since this has started, I've got a profit of about $580 in the bank. So I can use that also, you know. So say if I close this one and that one, and they gave me a profit of $1,000, and I closed these two, and that was a loss of 1,500. That 500 would cover it, so it'd be break even sort of thing. So it gives you options. That's all I'm saying. So I'm happy that prices come down, even though I've been bitching about this pair for a long time. It's not too bad now. Pound USD, it can move nicely, so it's just a matter of being patient. In the moment though, you look at market structure, lower lows, lower highs. So you'd think the market's turning down, but the MACD Platinum's a long way below the zero level. So we just got to wait and see. Just got to be patient with it. That's the pound USD. That was my last trade, was that buy. I'm no rush to do anything about that. There's a support level there. Now we've got regular bullish divergence. But because of what I just said before, I'm happy just to have another crack at it. I might have a quick look at my loss recovery in a sec. Just pause for a second. Yeah, I might have made an error. I might have I was getting all excited then. I think I might have stuffed up my loss recovery there. I don't think I closed that. Should have closed that buy trade there when I got the reverse, and I've missed it. All right, we'll have a look at that. If it keeps on going up, I might just ignore that, sell it. Oh, and that's the problem, you know. When you're trading manually, you do make mistakes. And that'll be just another one, add to the list on the pound USD. Don't worry about it. We're moving it right along. All right, New Zealand CAD. Here's another one that's just sideways forever. Sideways. It's funny on the 8-hour chart, just plodding along, making a few dollars on this pair. It looks boring and it is on the daily chart. So let's have a look where we're at. Sequence 2, we're hedged. So that's there, it's traditional hedge. So sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Sequence 1 is also hedged. So buy, sell, I've obviously pivoted somewhere. Yeah, pivoted on that one. Sequence 2. And when I say pivot, if it started off as a sell sequence, I've pivoted to the buy side. It means I've closed the trade somewhere and it just reverses the bias on the thing, on the sequence. Sequence 4 is a buy, and I've declined to take the hedge. I'm going to go dollar cost average on that part. There's my plan there. Going forward with this pair, I'm looking to switch to dollar cost averaging mode when a decent opportunity presents. So I'm just looking for a good setup. But back to this low here, this backward blue line is going to hold, who knows. So what did I say here? 24th of July, yeah, that's just an old trade. Get rid of that. So yeah, we've got a cluster of trades here, but all the buys are to the upside and the sells are to the downside, which is not ideal. Nothing to get stressed about. New Zealand USD. Oh, this video is dragging on a bit. I did a loss recovery here, recovered my loss, did a partial close on the trade, then it's reversed and I've closed out for a smaller loss on the downside. So basically I recovered my loss, then I lost the gain. So what happens is my base lot here was 0.1. I took a 0.3 trade here, it went up here. I closed out 0.2, bringing me back to 0.1. Then there's a reversal and I've closed on that. So I took a loss, small loss. So now I'm just looking for a trade 3 setup, which will be the same size as trade 2. That'll be 0.3. And in the meantime, we had hidden bullish divergence and potential regular bullish divergence forming, which is a great setup. The 1, 2 and divergences. So any buy there will take that. New Zealand, what did I say? New Zealand USD CAD. We got very close to getting up to close to the break-even levels. No cigar. So we're in a traditional hedging from back here. We're on trade 6, that buy there. That's that buy there. And also in a couple of sells. So sequence 4 was a sell there. MACD flat above the 0 level. Took a second sell, but that there. Oh no, sorry, what to do? Sell, hedge buy, second sell, hedge buy. So that's hedged. Sequence 4 is hedged. That's all above the MACD Platinum's all above the 0 level. So we're hedging there, traditional hedging. And we've got sequence 1, which is also hedge. Bit of a nightmare. Sequence 1 is a traditional hedge, but it's the target. The break even is up there, that yellow dash line. The solid yellow line is overall break even for all trades. So, all right, some good news. USD, Singapore dollar, all these trades have been closed. On the 31st of July, so the open of that candle there, I closed all the trades. Even though I didn't get up to the break even, I'd already had some profit in the bank, and so I closed them all and made an overall profit on $2,347 just on the DCA. You got to remember I had a lot of sell trades in here, so they were all closed previously. So overall, just on the DCA, it was $2,300. And if you include my loss recovery trades, over $3,000 of profit. So that's all done. Finished. Hang on a sec, I'll do it right now. Remove drawings. There we go. USD Singapore dollar and silver. This was loss recovery. First one was here, sell. Didn't take that buy, didn't like it. Took this sell here, the second one. Came very close to this high number here. I'm rushing a bit now because I've been talking for about 35 minutes. So I come very close to this high here, which I think is the $40 level. Yep. Took the sell, recovered my losses. I actually closed out half and or most of it, put a stop in place, but I accidentally closed the sell trade when I got caught up with all the gold trades that I'm going to show you in a minute. So, yeah, there's the vendor right on cue. So we're out of all these trades for a profit. So there's a loss of 840. That's all been recovered. No dramas. So we're flat, made a small profit. In the meantime, we're looking for potential hidden bullish divergence there. Price has come back nicely to the 50. There's potential divergence there. MACD platinum's below the 0 level. We'll look to go into the buy side. So we're out of all the sell trades. Gold. Guess what? We're out of everything here too. The sequences started here. This is multi-sequence hedging, 25th of March. 31st of July, pretty much the same as silver on the open of that candle there. Got down to the break-even level. I'd already had some money in the bank. Closed everything. The profit, just over $1,200 from there. A lot of work to get $1,200, but it just shows you the system works when you don't make any mistakes, Jim. So we're out of all on gold. So let's remove the drawings. Clean chart, start afresh. All right, let's wrap this up. USD stock market, US 500, the US stock market. Last signal was this sell here. Remember I said there was a buy signal, even though it was a valid signal there. Just move that up the way. See how it hasn't come close enough to the moving averages? I don't like that at all. This one's sort of close. That one there, not so much. So, but that's not a valid signal anyway because of the MACD. This one, it's touch and go. But this one, definitely not. And I'm pretty sure I probably mentioned that. And as usual, we have the regular bearish divergence forming and the sell signal. And then with the non-farm payrolls, and bang, down she goes. Now, whether you want to short the market, that's up to you, but not my thing. And there's our new high up here somewhere. So that's our high up there. All right, that's video dragged on a bit. Sorry about that. I got talking a bit too much. So yeah, Monday, the only new trades are Euro, Aussie, that's a buy. And we've already done the trade management on the Bitcoin. So that's it. All right, thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe button. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I might go down for a swim after I upload this before I start watching football, drinking beers. All right, thank you. Cheers.